Okay, let's unpack this. Because the sheer volume of AI news just flooding in, say between May 2nd and 5th, 2025, has been, well, frankly, overwhelming.
It really has.
Trying to keep up feels like a constant uphill battle, right? And if you're anything like me, you're probably looking for a way to, cut through the noise.
Absolutely. It's a torrent of information.
Yeah.
And just sifting out what truly matters, that takes focus. That's where like a curated look really helps.
Exactly. So think of this as your express lane to understanding. We've plunged into a whole range of sources, news reports, newsletters, community discussions, the lot.
Hmm.
To bring you the most significant AI happenings of the past few days, our mission is simple. Distill the key trends, the surprising facts, the really insightful conversations you need to know about without getting bogged down.
Yeah, and the sheer scale is something else. Like the Small AI newsletter estimated to take, what, around 1,105 minutes of reading just this week.
Wow.
Yeah, just to absorb everything. That really highlights the time-saving benefit of this deep dive we're doing.
It really does put things in perspective. So what did we pull out of this information overload? We're going to explore some genuinely impressive new AI models.
Definitely some big ones there.
Significant industry moves like acquisitions, major funding rounds, progress in the fundamental tools and workflows.
The building blocks.
How we even measure AI's abilities, that's always a hot topic.
Yeah.
Advancements in robotics, AI's growing role in code, and some, well, fascinating observations from the research community. Let's get started.
Okay, let's kick off with the industry buzz. There were several developments that really caught our attention.
Right. First up, there's a Bloomberg report suggesting OpenAI might be looking to acquire a company called Windsurf. Details are pretty scarce, right?
Very scarce.
But it certainly makes you wonder, what are the implications? Is it strategy, new tech, a new market? Definitely one to watch.
Indeed. Any move by OpenAI sends ripples, doesn't it?
Mm.
And then there was this huge investment in Cursor.
Oh, yeah, the funding.
Secured $900 million
Okay.
at a $9 billion valuation. That's massive. It just underscores the capital flowing into AI. Huge investor confidence.
That kind of money is a real indicator, isn't it? Shows where the smart money's going. And sticking with OpenAI for a second, it was also reaffirmed that the nonprofit still controls the for-profit arm.
Mm-hmm. That unique structure.
It's always been a talking point, and it's interesting to see it holding as they scale up.
It really speaks to their founding principles, I think. Navigating the tricky ethical side of things as AI gets more advanced.
Okay, so that's a quick snapshot of the industry side. Now let's move on to what I think many find really exciting, the new AI models. There's been a flurry just in these last few days.
It truly feels like a constant cycle, doesn't it? NVIDIA, for instance, they put their Llama Nematron series up on Hugging Face.
Right.
That includes the Nano 8B, the Super 49B, and the Ultra 253B. The focus seems heavily on reasoning and, enterprise applications.
And that
Yeah, some are suggesting Ellen Ultra could potentially be the most intelligent open model out there right now.
That's quite a statement. And speaking of big model families, Alibaba rolled out their Qwen 3 series.
Right, a really broad set. Goes from 600 million parameters way up to 235 billion. Uses mixture of experts, dense architectures, the works.
And the performance, I saw something about benchmarks.
That's right. The Qwen 3 235B A22B model, the big one, reportedly ranked 4th in coding tasks.
4th. Impressive.
And #1 in math benchmarks, which is, well, a clear sign of how fast research teams are moving globally.
The pace just doesn't stop. DeepSeek AI announced Prover V2, a massive 671 billion parameter model.
Huge.
And it's taking an interesting approach, right? Combining informal math reasoning with formal theorem proving.
Exactly. And apparently it hit a really high pass rate, like 88.9% on the Mini F2F test.
Mini F2F, that's the formal math one.
Yeah, it's a tough benchmark for formal mathematical reasoning. Bridging that gap between intuitive math and rigorous proof, that could be huge for complex problems, maybe science, verification.
Makes sense. Then we had Microsoft releasing their 5.4 models. The 14 billion parameter 5.4 reasoning model is, well, built for reasoning. And interestingly, it's reportedly doing better in that area than OpenAI's O1 Mini.
Which really underscores the point, doesn't it? Sheer size, parameters, it isn't everything. Smart design, focused training.
Yeah.
Smaller models can really punch above their weight in specific areas like reasoning.
Exactly. Baidu also jumped in with updates. Ernie 4.5 and X1 Turbo. Promises of faster speed, lower costs.
Always welcome improvements. Making powerful tools more accessible, more efficient. That's key for wider adoption.
Absolutely. Now, for something a bit different, but maybe exciting if you're, creative, Suno released version 4.5 of their AI music generator.
Ah, yes, Suno.
Sounds like a pretty substantial upgrade, wider range of genres, more distinct voices, handles complex sounds better prompting, plus songs up to 8 minutes now.
That's a significant leap, both in creative flexibility and, potential complexity. It'll be fascinating to see how artists actually use these evolving tools.
And speaking of creative tools, Runway, known for their AI video stuff, launched Gen 4 references. For paid users, though.
Right. What does that do?
Lets you upload your own media photos, images, 3D models even, and use them as a visual guide. So you can integrate specific characters or styles into new video scenes.
Oh, okay. That kind of user control, defining the output, that's a crucial step. Makes these powerful tools more practical, tailored to individual creative visions.
Meta also had a big week. LlamaCon announcements. Quite a bit to unpack there.
Indeed. They're making their Llama API available as a free preview. That'll definitely lower the barrier for developers wanting to build on our models.
More access. Good. And they announced a Meta AI app, sort of ChatGPT-like.
Yeah, clearly signaling more ambition for direct consumer-facing AI.
And on the safety front, responsible AI.
They unveiled LlamaGuard 4, Llama Firewall, and PromptGuard. Sounds like important tools for, identifying and mitigating potential harms, promoting responsible use.
Which, given the scale and impact of these LLMs, is absolutely paramount, isn't it?
Completely. Strong commitment to safety, robust safeguards. It's non-negotiable, really.
They also highlighted collaborations, Grok and Cerebras.
Underscores their focus on leveraging advanced accelerated computing. Access to high-performance compute is often a bottleneck, right?
For training and deployment. So these partnerships make sense for pushing the boundaries.
Absolutely essential.
NVIDIA wasn't just about Llama Nematron either. They open-sourced Parakeet TDT 0.6b.
The speech recognition model.
Yeah, claims it can transcribe 60 minutes of audio in just 1 second. That's phenomenal speed.
Wow. That kind of speed could revolutionize things.
Yeah.
Real-time transcriptions for meetings,
Yeah.
lectures, more responsive voice interfaces.
Definitely. Finally, in this model whirlwind, ByteDance announced UiTARS 1.57b, positioning it as a state-of-the-art open-source multimodal agent, reporting it outperforms OpenAI's operator on benchmarks. And got a good score on the Oswald test.
Oswald. That tests interaction with computer operating systems, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so powerful open source multimodal agents. That's exciting. Democratizes access, fosters more innovation. And multimodal, just to clarify for listeners, means it handles different data types like text and images together.
Okay, take a deep breath. That was a lot of new models.
Yeah.
Rapid fire.
It really was.
But progress isn't just the models, is it? It's also about the tools, the processes we use to build and deploy them. Let's look at frameworks and workflows.
Absolutely. The underlying infrastructure is just as crucial. AWS, for example, announced a new open source framework, specifically for orchestrating multiple AI agents.
Orchestrate, like managing complex conversations between different AIs.
Exactly. Think of it like a conductor for an AI orchestra, making sure different agents work together effectively. Increasingly important for sophisticated workflows.
Makes sense. Cisco OutShift also unveiled Jarvis, described as an AI platform engineer.
Right. Uses LangGraph and Langsmith to automate developer requests. Shows AI streamlining the software development lifecycle itself.
That kind of automation could really boost developer productivity, couldn't it? Free them up for more complex stuff.
Precisely.
And DSPy, that framework we've talked about, they released an experimental feature, DSPy.grpo.
GRPO.
An online reinforcement learning optimizer for DSPy programs. So basically, a way to continuously refine AI performance through trial and error, learning from interactions.
Integrating RL directly into the development framework. That's a significant trend. Allows for AI systems that adapt, optimize over time based on experience.
And finally in this category, UIGNT2. Specifically designed to generate HTML and Tailwind CSS code for web interfaces.
Okay, so AI helping with front-end web dev, accelerating UI creation.
Yeah, tools like that could dramatically speed up building the visual parts of websites, apps, make web development maybe more efficient, more accessible.
Interesting.
Now, you can't really talk AI advancement without getting into benchmarks, how we measure performance, but it's complicated, isn't it? Lots of debate.
That's absolutely right. We saw reports about issues in the LMZ's chatbot arena rankings.
The conversational AI evaluation platform.
Yeah, highlights the challenges, potential biases, even in popular methods.
And Scaling AI introduced a new LLM meta leaderboard. Takes a broader approach, averages performance across what was it, 28 different benchmarks?
28, yeah. And interestingly, on that aggregate measure, Gemini 2.5 Pro is currently ranking higher than O3.
Huh. So trying for a more holistic view is good, but
But it also shows how hard it is to summarize these complex capabilities with one single score, right?
exactly. And there's this growing feeling, isn't there, that some standard benchmarks might be losing relevance, maybe getting saturated.
Suggests that as AI evolves, we'll need new, more sophisticated ways to really assess capabilities. As models get stronger, they ace old tests.
Even if those tests don't capture advanced stuff like complex reasoning or creativity or real-world problem solving.
Exactly. We need more challenging, insightful evaluations. We also saw analysis of limitations in the METR benchmark specifically. Just further emphasizes that need.
But benchmarks still have value in specific areas, right?
Okay.
Like you mentioned Qwen 3 235B A22B topped live code bench for code generation.
Precisely. Different benchmarks test different skills. You need a diverse range to get a full picture of strengths and weaknesses.
Okay. On a slightly different track, Google AI and Carnegie Mellon introduced something called hash conditioning.
Right. Apparently leads to improvements in AI creativity, which is fascinating. Seen progress there. Creativity has long been seen as uniquely human.
Fostering AI creativity. Challenging, but potentially transformative, I guess, for art, design, maybe even innovation.
Could be. Methods like that could unlock new possibilities.
And finally, under measurement, there was a research paper looking at AI reasoning about circumventing oversight and instrumental self-reasoning.
Yeah, crucial areas. Absolutely critical for long-term safety and control as systems get smarter.
Understanding those advanced reasoning capabilities, vital to ensure AI stays aligned with human values, stays beneficial and safe.
Paramount, no question.
Okay, shifting gears now to the physical world. Robotics. Some really interesting stuff happening there, too.
Absolutely. More practical applications emerging. Figure, the robotics company, announced a big partnership with BMW Group.
BMW for manufacturing.
Yeah, optimizing robot processes in their facilities. Concrete example of advanced robotics in real-world industry.
Definitely shows tangible benefits for efficiency, productivity. And speaking of tangible, ABB Robotics and BurgerBots are expanding, opening new locations using robots to assemble burgers.
So the future of fast food might be increasingly robotic. Clear illustration of automation hitting the service industry, moving beyond the factory floor.
And Glacier, the waste management company, raised $16 million for robots using computer vision to sort recyclables better.
Highlights AI's potential to help with environmental challenges, improving waste management, efficiency, accuracy. That's a promising area for positive impact.
Deep Robotics launched the Lynx M20, a rugged robo-dog, basically.
Yeah, a quadruped robot. For tasks like power inspection in tough environments, these agile mobile robots are getting really capable, versatile.
Able to go places humans maybe can't or shouldn't.
Exactly. Inspection, maintenance, data gathering in various industries.
And Dyna Robotics introduced Dyna 1, a robot foundation model. They showed it folding napkins.
Yeah. Sounds trivial, maybe. But that level of dexterity, folding a napkin requires serious fine motor control, coordination, understanding physics.
So it hints at bigger advancements in general-purpose robot control.
Exactly. Progress towards robots that can handle a wider range of tasks.
Okay, let's quickly touch on AI and code. Software development.
A rapidly evolving area. AI isn't just something software hubs create anymore. It's actively helping in the creation process.
We saw the release of Keras RS for building recommender systems.
Right. Connects AI directly to that practical application, how we find stuff online. Specialized libraries like that help developers build better personalized experiences.
And the announcement of Defini, an object detector.
Yeah, claiming faster speed, higher accuracy than YOLO, the common framework. Better object detection impacts everything, autonomous vehicles, security, robotics.
Faster, more accurate detection is crucial for real-time stuff, right?
Yeah.
Where identifying things quickly matters for safety, efficiency.
Absolutely.
Okay, beyond the specific announcements, there were also some really interesting discussions and broader commentary circulating.
Yeah, these more subjective reflections often give valuable insights into wider trends, potential societal impacts.
One concern raised was, could LLMs inadvertently reduce people's enthusiasm for deep reading?
A thought-provoking point. How might AI text generation, summarization tools subtly reshape our relationship with the written word?
Raises questions about literacy, critical thinking, engaging with complex texts when AI offers quick answers.
Definitely food for thought.
There was also emphasis on iterative development for building effective AI agents.
Right. Underscores the practical, hands-on, often experimental nature of building sophisticated AI. It's rarely straightforward, usually a cycle of design, test, refine.
Interestingly, San Francisco got described by some as a ghost city. Now, obviously, complex reasons for that.
Multifaceted issue, yeah.
But it's hard to ignore the potential role of tech shifts, like remote work, partly enabled by AI communication tools, the impact on cities, work patterns. It's significant.
Certainly a factor to consider.
And the observation about a decline in agriculture workers due to automation.
Another clear example of AI and robotics impacting traditional industries, the nature of work.
Automation boosts food production efficiency, sure, but raises big societal questions too. Workforce transitions, retraining, economic implications.
Big questions indeed.
Moving to the community and research side, some practical advice was shared, like graphics cards.
Yeah, recommending the RTX 5060 Ti 16GB as a cost-effective option for hands-on AI work, and maybe a dual-card setup for better budget performance. Useful info for building your own rig.
Makes AI development more accessible, democratizes it a bit, allows more people to participate.
Crucial for wider innovation.
And there was an impressive technical achievement highlighted too, fitting 50-plus LLMs on just 2 GPUs.
With cold starts under 2 seconds, that's a big leap in deployment efficiency, running lots of models simultaneously.
Critical for scaling AI in the real world, reducing resource needs, energy consumption.
Absolutely.
Finally, let's touch on some of the anxieties and more philosophical observations from the community.
These often reflect the deeper uncertainties, ethical points, long-term implications of AI's rapid advance.
One really thought-provoking one was, could AI development ironically make AI developers obsolete eventually, if AI can automate their tasks?
As AI gets better at automating software dev, model design, even creating new AI, the role of human developers will evolve. Raises questions about the future of work within the AI field itself.
And the big question, have LLMs peaked? Maybe, without reaching true AGI.
That's a central debate, isn't it? Understanding current limitations, figuring out the next breakthroughs needed for more general human-like intelligence, still a core challenge.
Also, the concern about an AI trained for agreeability, not accuracy, being used in mental health.
Yeah, highlights the ethical tightrope, doesn't it? Deploying AI in sensitive areas. Accuracy, avoiding bias, reliability have to come first.
Even if it means the AI seems less agreeable.
Especially then. Human well-being is paramount.
David Sachs made a bold prediction. Exponential acceleration in AI progress soon.
Powerful forecast. True exponential acceleration would mean a massive transformative shift very quickly.
Yeah.
Profound societal implications. We'll see.
And finally, contradictions noted in U.S. policy on AI and quantum computing.
Highlights the challenge governments face, right? Regulating these fast-moving, complex, often intertwined technologies effectively needs careful thought, collaboration, deep understanding.
Well, that was quite a tour through just a few days in AI. It's clear the pace is just relentless.
It's absolutely relentless.
And the breadth of advancements, models, industry moves, tools, evaluation debates, robotics, code, philosophical points, it's truly remarkable. Hopefully this deep dive helped you navigate some of that information overload.
We saw powerful new models, big strategic industry plays, evolving tools and frameworks, ongoing efforts to figure out evaluation, and more real-world apps in robotics and software. It's constantly shifting.
And beyond the concrete stuff, there are definitely these huge thought-provoking questions looming. Societal impacts, ethics, the ultimate future path of AI.
Indeed. The anxieties, the observations we touched on, they really underscore why we need careful consideration, proactive discussion as this tech matures and gets woven deeper into our lives.
So thinking about these rapid advances, especially in reasoning and how fast AI is integrating everywhere, what do you see as the single most transformative application coming up? And maybe what unforeseen challenges might that bring that we haven't even really started thinking about yet? Definitely something to mull over long after this deep dive concludes.